last week there really was something that clicked in my game. I figured out a couple things with my sidearm, with my putt, and I think it definitely showed in my confidence, and that's the biggest thing for me. Having the pig in my bag, like, for some reason it changed my form in a positive way, to where I was throwing the pig, the new Tour Series pig, I was throwing such good shots with that, and then I was hitting a lot of putts, and then next thing I know, my distance sidearm was coming along too, just because I was working on that nice controlled pig shot. If I get up and if I have a upshot with my pig, it's going to be an up and down every time. There's not as much pressure on the other shots, so then you feel even more confident with the other shots. So it's like either I throw a great drive and I get up and down with the pig, or I throw a mediocre drive and I have a little harder shot with the pig, but I still know I can get up and down from there. It takes a lot of pressure off other parts of my game, allowing me to open up and really just be really aggressive and not worry about what if I don't execute the shot, because I know I can recover. Here in Masters Cup, I feel the same way. I feel like, if I set my mind to it, I'm in the right mindset, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna dominate. And now it's just maintaining that and keeping that mental edge for me and myself in going into every tournament. My putting is really good. My release, I feel like I've got my release dialed in, my timing, rhythm, everything with my putt is really good. And I'm hitting spots on the basket within this range, and that's when I know I'm the best. I'm throwing my disc in a certain line, like I said, within this range of the basket, and it starts and it finishes on that line, and that's when I know I'm at my best. Let's start with the Holy Grail, the newest and my most favorite disc since adding it to the bag, the Pro Pig, the new Tour Series Sake Bomb. It's really flat, really stiff, so this thing is awesome, really good for sidearms. Like I said, stiffer, really durable for Pro Plastic, really complements my regular Pro Pig, which is a little softer. It's been able to throw it really hard on Annie and having it know that it's gonna come out and come land flat, and even to hyzer back. The regular Pro Pig, this thing is a little softer than my Tour Series. It's gonna be a little straighter, breaks in a little bit more, which is good. I like to be able to manipulate it and throw on that big Annie and have it hold and even turn a little bit left. Got my Star Aviar X3, strictly for backhand shots. I can throw this thing with hyzer, it's gonna hyzer, and I can throw it flat and it's still gonna come back. It's really overstable, and it's really been a staple in my bag for my backhand approach needs. I've got just a regular DX rock, goes flat, lands flat, and doesn't really turn too much, so I can really trust it on the sloped greens, and I know exactly what angle it's gonna land on and slide and skip on. Now I've got a KC Pro Rock. This thing is max weight, it's nice and straight as well, slightly broken in. I know that's gonna just drift right and just land flat. Now onto the newest fairway drivers I've added. I've got the newest 11-time champion T-Bird. Really can throw a hyzer flip to flat, land flat, and really know that it's not gonna hyzer back. Yeah, there's a ton of shots that you need to throw and land flat through a tunnel, so you don't really have room to work it. So you can just pop this T-Bird, especially on this angle, and it's gonna flip up, turn, and even land a little bit to the right, so you can really control your angles coming into these fast greens. Got my new Champion Firebird, flat, super stiff, really overstable, great in the wind. We've been playing a lot of wind lately, so I've been throwing this. Know it's gonna skip, and know it's just gonna hit the ground and really get a nice consistent finish. Now I've got my brand new 11-time Firebird. This thing is awesome. I just like it's a little bit grippier, a little straighter. I can really turn it a little bit more than most Firebirds, so it gets a little bit more glide, a little more distance. It almost feels like I can get a little 25 to 30 foot more distance than my regular Firebird, so sometimes I need that extra glide. Got my newest Teammates disc in the bag, Nate Sexton. Thanks to him, this thing is awesome. Knocked it out of the park with this disc. I really like this disc for sidearms. It's got a great grip for that. I know he throws a lot of sidearms with it. I've been watching it for years, so now I'm trying it out for myself. But yeah, it's just a great disc, really good grip, and it breaks in really slowly, really nicely. So it's getting a little bit of glide, but still has that nice Firebird finish. So this one is almost between that tie-dye one I just talked about, the real stiff flat one, and the 11-time. It's not quite as glidey as the 11-time, but it's not quite as overstable as the stiff flat tie-dye one. Now onto my destroyers. I've got a bottom stamp SDS. I just really like a broken in SDS. There's nothing like a pop top SDS destroyer and how it flies. This thing, it bombs, it crushes. I can throw it out on hyzer and goes out and glides for days. Now I've got my disc, the Pink Raptor. It's the type of destroyer that I've never thrown before, where you can actually throw it out flat and just have it turn the entire flight. It never comes back, which is good for complete max distance, tailwind shots, and even, if you need to throw it with a little hyzer and just know that it's gonna land flat and not skip left. So I've got a New Mexico state flag Star Destroyer. This thing was just a stock disc, one of my first discs I actually got from Innova, and I have a season one that was my main disc in San Fran, and it's really starting to break in nicely, so this one's complementing that really well. It's a little bit more overstable, new. Same run though, nice and poppy, super overstable. I feel real comfortable throwing it backhand and sidearm. And so that's definitely unique for me. Usually I'm one or the other with certain discs. This is awesome. A lot of people have been asking me why the New Mexico State flag. It just happened to be the stamp on file when I was first picking out my disc at the factory. Now this is a unique disc. A lot of people have been asking me about this. It's my Champion Boss. I've thrown some of the farthest shots I've ever thrown with this thing. It just picks up, glides. It just gets to my destination real fast. This thing is a 13 speed. I've never had anything above a 12 speed in the past, so that's really unique for me. Yeah, it actually reminds me a lot of a Destroyer. It glides and it feels because it's got the pop top feel, which is what I look for in a distance driver, and it just seems to go that a little bit further than a Destroyer. So if it's a distance contest, I'm throwing as far as I possibly can. I'm gonna throw a Boss, but if there's any trees, any variables in the way, I'm still gonna reach for the Destroyer. So now we'll talk a little bit about my utility drivers. I've got the first one, which is a Champion Max with a Team Innova stamp. Super overstable. You can throw this thing at like a roller angle and it's gonna come out. For Max, for me actually, is almost like a longer Firebird, but even more overstable. And then my last one is the Champion Roadrunner. It's gonna be, I can throw it with hyzer, get up and throw some quick stand-up rollers. Depending on the angle I want, I can get more distance based on how much hyzer I throw on it. So if I wanna throw a quick flip, I can throw it kind of like flat, even to a little turn, and it quick flips. Or if I want to get distance, I can throw it with hyzer, get it to turn out and stand up mid-flight. Really been digging it for the consistent finish rollers. All facets of my game are really good right now, but just being able to practice and emulate all the stuff that I've changed in my form throughout the last couple months and seeing the results is the biggest thing. Just having a fairway driver that you can. Hey. Thanks, brother. You ruined it. No. Oh, it's so funny.